Good afternoon, all. I welcome you all to the second session of the day. Today, we have our esteemed guest as Dr. Rohit Gupta. Sir is MVSc PhD PM. Sir is Assistant Professor Animal Sciences Krishi Vigyan Kendra. Talking about a brief introduction about Dr. Rohit Gupta. Rohit Gupta is currently working as Assistant Professor Animal Sciences at KVK, Nurmahal, Jalandhar under Punjab Agriculture University, Ludhiana. He has about 8 years of experience in the field of livestock management. He has graduated from CU and pursued his post-graduation from GAD VASU, Ludhiana, in the field of livestock production management. In the year 2000, he has completed his PhD from NDRI Karnal in the field of dairy animals for vocal behavior. He has also published 21 scientific research papers, two edited books, eight book chapters, 23 extension publications, and presented papers in three national conferences. He has delivered six TV talks on channel Doordarshan Kisan in the program Hello Kisan, and four TV talks in Doordarshan Punjabi in the program Mera Pind Mera Khet, Mere Pind Mere Khet. So, with this brief introduction, I would now invite Dr. Rohit Gupta to deliberate on the topic of carbon credits in agriculture perspective. Sir, you are audible as well as visible, and your presentation is also visible. If you could please press the hide button at the bottom so that it does not interfere with the slide content. There is a hide button. Please, yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
Now
I
we
have
can
made it.
start. Yeah, please start.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible as well as visible, and your presentation is also visible.
Okay, thank you so much. Uh, Good afternoon, friend, respected senior and my colleagues. I am Dr. Rohit Gupta. I am here going to present a wide topic, carbon credit in the agriculture perspective. Why I choose this topic? Because there is lots of talking about the climate change, the global warming. Everyone know that the global warming is happening nowadays, and we all are suffering. We all are suffering, but as well as we are all the contributor to the global warming. Every one of us are producing carbon dioxide somewhere. So we all are contributor. Day by day, we know the greenhouse gases are increasing day by day because of the fossil fuel burning and other we can say other agriculture practices and other lifestyle. By this way, the greenhouse gas is producing and increasing day by day, and which create the impact on the earth. Likewise, we can see here as much as greenhouse gas emit in the environment, they make a layer in the troposphere. So what happened? The infrared rays come from the sun to the earth. It filter these greenhouse gas barrier, strike to the earth, and by this way the wavelength got increased. So why they do not penetrate the layer of greenhouse gases. So why that's why the Earth average temperature is increasing day by day because of the accumulation of these infrared in our atmosphere, in our environment. So how this greenhouse gas is producing? We can see here the every activity like the running of vehicle, industry, operation of generator. They are producing the carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and other gases. Methane. From the side of agriculture operation, we can see the methane is producing. From cattle, the methane is producing. So all the activity happening on the earth is uh, in much amount or in a small amount, they are creating the greenhouse gases. So, so here I put this picture because we can see here the good and evil. Like us, हम में भी बहुत सारी अच्छी और बुरी आदतें होती हैं. वैसे in agriculture or in dairy sector, there is somewhere something is good and something is the bad in both the sectors. Good is we are getting crop from the agriculture, we are getting milk from the agriculture, but in the bad side, we are also we are also getting the greenhouse gases. Not very much amount, but in some amount also. But it create the problem. So by this way we can say that this is the evil side of these these agriculture production system. This is the main contributor, greenhouse gas contributor. Major contribution is the carbon dioxide, 64%, followed by the methane, 20%, nitrous oxide, and CHF, 10%. It is depicting here the global warming potential. If we give it the equivalent of carbon dioxide, the methane is the 21 time more powerful to create global warming. Like that, nitrous oxide is 310 times more global warming producing capacity than the carbon dioxide. So here is the greenhouse gases in agriculture production system. There are the three major gases: carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. So where we get carbon dioxide in fertilizer production, so particularly nitrogen fertilizer production, on farm, the burning of fossil fuel in the farming operation, like when we operate the generator is run on the diesel. So it is also create the carbon dioxide emission. Deforestation, land become barren, so it is exposed to the sun, and it is more prone to emit carbon dioxide. Cultivated soil, when we till the soil, we till the land, the organic carbon come into the air after the tilling operation. Desertification of pasture and supply chain operation may mean any processing happening in the crop field or in the dairy sector. So it also contributes the carbon dioxide emission. Likewise, methane emission, it comes from the livestock enteric fermentation, where livestock take feed, it goes to the stomach where fermentation happen, methane producing, and through the eructation it come out into the environment. Other is manure management. Manure is also create the methane. Nitrous oxide emission happen in nitrogen fertilizer application, indirect fertilizer application, or indirect through the manure. Nitrous oxide is also emitted. And global anthropogenic source of methane. If we particularly talk about the methane, the major source of methane is the in agriculture operation. The major source of the methane is the enteric fermentation from the livestock. About 28% methane we get from the livestock, and other is the followed by the major is the solid waste and the rice field. Rice field also emit the methane gas, and which is the also the a greenhouse gas. Then natural gas, coal, and these are other sources of the methane emission. It is said global methane emission rate from the rice field is approximately 68 million ton per year. And from the dairy, if we talk about the dairy sector, the 95 kg 95 kg methane is emitted by the dairy cow in the Germany compared to the 35 kg from the Indian cattle. So here, why we are talking about the greenhouse gas, why we are talking about the global warming? Because they are this is not a very new topic, because from we can say since 150 years we are facing the problem of the global warming, but now we are showing the concern how to regulate it, how to overcome it, how to control the greenhouse gas emission. Because the average Earth temperature has risen about 1.5 degrees centigrade. Our glacier are melting down. Sea level is going high. So we have to show some concern. So for showing the concern, some regulatory treaty, some international treaty has made between the countries, between the developed country, developing country. So first of all, the Kyoto Protocol come in the picture. In 1997, a meeting happened in Kyoto where it has decided that we have to reduce our emission, our country emission. So how we can reduce it? They were talking about what is our responsibility. We have to voluntarily decided that we should we have to be reduce our emission. It is said in the when the country is signing the Kyoto Protocol. So they were more focusing. They were paying more focus on the developed country, developing country. For the developing country, they give a mechanism, clean development mechanism through the CDM. Through the CDM, they work in the developing country, but in the case of developed country, they have to they have given them some assigned amount of unit. Assigned amount unit mean for example, in the protocol, it was said that USA will reduce its 10% GHG greenhouse gas emission in a in the coming 5 year. In अगले 5 सालों में यूएसए 10% अपने ग्रीन हाउस गैस को रिड्यूस करेगा. ये that kind of target given to the developed country, and for developing country, clean development mechanism were introduced. Through this, they work with the developing country for reducing their greenhouse gas emission. They have not given them any target, but they were working for them. After a joint implementation was set, in which if a developing country reduce their emission, it will convert it into the form of carbon credit, like certified emission reduction. They will give CER points. We can roughly we can call them the carbon credit. We will give the carbon credit for developing country, and the developed country can purchase these CER points from the developing country. This is come in as a joint implementation for the reducing of the greenhouse gas emission. Ultimately, the focus was only the industry or businesses should adopt the clean development, clean technology in their working. So why they can reduce their emission. If they are not capable to reduce their emission, they can purchase that what was the target from the developing country as the form of certified emission reduction. Kyoto Protocol was introduced in 1997 but implemented in the 2005. After that, a Paris Agreement set in the COP, in the Conference of the Party, COP 21. You all have listened. It is happened in 2015. In 2015, where a agreement was signed. It is named the Paris Agreement. It was signed by about the 190 countries, and developed country and developing country all come in a on the single table. Everyone have given the target that every country have to reduce their emission level, and these emission levels set by the country only. These country only in the form of national determined contributor. How much they will contribute in the reduction of the greenhouse gas. This will be decided by the country only. Country only. So Kyoto Protocol has been suspended in 2020. 2020 में सस्पेंड हो गया था. Then after Paris Agreement, we can say the Paris Agreement come in the place of the Kyoto Protocol further. So here the term carbon pricing come in the existence. It's mean the greenhouse gas emitter have to pay for the destruction of the environment. The simple. If it is told to the business कि यदि आप इन्वायरमेंट को खराब कर रहे हैं तो देन यू हैव टू पे समथिंग, something. Okay, carbon pricing gives emitter the option either reducing their emission or continue emitting by paying for their emission. This means it is said to the business or industry that you have to adapt some technology, some clean technology in their in your business. If you are not able to do that, then you have to pay for extra emitting the carbon. By this way, what will the happen? The person or the industry who is adopting the clean or green technology in their business, so they are under the we can say the set target. We can say एक कोई company है, there is one company who plant the tree. So what he is doing, he is cleaning the environment. By this way, he will get some carbon credit, some credit. Or in other side, there is an industry who is emitting the carbon above their target limit. किसी कंपनी को if we can say a country give the target to emit 10 ton of carbon dioxide, but if he is emitting 11 ton of carbon dioxide, what he will do, he will purchase the credit of 1 ton of carbon dioxide, which is the over the limit of that industry. The limit was 10 ton of carbon dioxide for the emission, but he is emitting 11 ton of carbon dioxide. What is the difference? 1 ton. So 1 ton of carbon dioxide in the form of credit, the industry will purchase from the greener the industry who is adopting the greener technology, the company who were planting the tree. He would have the spare credit. These spare credit that company can sold to the that industry who were over there the limit. So in the new math of the carbon market, the emission reduction will translate into the currency, and each currency we called carbon credit. So many businesses may prefer to financial compensate other enterprises for reducing greenhouse gas emission rather than make the changes necessary to reduce their own emission. It's mean the company is bound. They can't adopt the greener technology or clean technology. So what they will do, they will purchase they will financially compensate their extra emission by the purchasing of these credit from the other company. The effort put in by the project to reduce greenhouse gas emission have the potential to qualify as CDM, Clean Development Mechanism project activity, and earn the certified emission reduction. I have earlier said by the adaptation of the clean development mechanism, the company would have some certified emission reduction point. Each point we call as, we can know as a carbon credit. So carbon credit is the financial compensation of the other enterprises for reducing greenhouse gas emission. It is tradable permit scheme. A credit gives the owner the right to emit 1 ton of carbon dioxide. It's mean if a industry, for example, a manufacturer of the mobile fuel, there he is crossing the limit of their emission. He will purchase a credit from other company, from the seller, a credit he has purchased. Then these credit will give the right to this company that he can emit extra 1 ton of carbon dioxide from their industry. It's quite simple. With a market in place, a buyer can purchase carbon credit which exceeding their limit of carbon emission from the business seller who is under the performance, mean under he is reducing their carbon emission. So first and foremost important thing is the verification. Verification is very important that the company who is selling the carbon credit actually actually reducing his greenhouse gas emission or not. The verification is very important here. The European and Japanese companies are the major buyer or purchaser, and China is a major seller of the carbon credit. So, how the carbon credit come in the market? How we can purchase it? How the industry can purchase it? How the industry can sold out? And who is the middleman? What is the procedure to purchase or sell of the carbon credit? So, if we talk about the agricultural land, it is very impractical to attempt marketing individual acre. एक एकड़ की यदि हम कार्बन क्रेडिट हिसाब लगाएंगे तो it become very difficult. Even बहुत सारे एकड़, if the many acres accumulate, then it could be easier. So here the aggregator come in the existence. So what the aggregator do? They they work with the carbon credit gainer. The qualifying amount of carbon credit, how much carbon credit the company is getting by this much of reducing this much of reducing of greenhouse greenhouse gases. The practice necessary to achieve the potential. What kind of greener technology the industry will adapt for getting the more carbon credit? How the verify that carbon sequestration or offsetting is occurring? How we can verify it? Like if if a farmer's sequestration of the carbon through the management of the soil, then the verification will happen in the form of soil testing. Before the adaptation of the clean development mechanism, the soil testing will be happen. After the adaptation of the CDM, how much organic carbon gated by the soil. So this by the difference, this much of carbon sequestration did by the farmer. So this by this method, the verification will be done. This is the one example. There are so many examples of the verification. Uh, and how to aggregate carbon credit and market it then to the buyer. How we can collect all the carbon credit from the different farmers, different farmer producing organization, different association. How we can gather in a single place. How we can find a buyer. How we can market it. How we can fix the rate. These all done by the aggregator. These are the some name of the aggregator: Iowa Farm Bureau, North Dakota National Farmer Union, Sun One Solution, and Environment Credit Corporation. These all are belong to the USA or European country. So here is the Chicago Climate Action. This is kind of Sensex or BSE, NSE. We hear it. This is the some kind of the Sensex, Chicago Climate Action. This is the main action where the trading happen. Actually, these carbon credit come in the market, that cap and trade market. Cap come trade market, we can say like that. The Chicago Climate Exchange is such kind of market where the trading happen, trading of carbon credit. Who is in the need? Who These are the buyer who is in the need. The seller and buyer meet on the Chicago Climate Action, such kind of action where the carbon trading happen. Anyone can purchase or sell their carbon credit through this exchange. So these are the some other European Climate Action, European Energy Action, Nordic Power Action. Nordic Power Action is working in the Nordic country like Norway, Sweden, Denmark. Uh, In India, there is no such kind of action, but the multi-commodity exchange of India is coming very soon. A bill last year has been passed in Lok Sabha in August for the development of the carbon credit market. So very soon the multi-commodity exchange of India will come. These I have talked about the outside the India. What happened outside the India, and what happened in the Indian market. So we are very far away if we talk about the carbon credit market. According to the industry estimate, Indian companies are expected to generate at least $8.5 billion at the going rate of $10 per ton of CER, certified emission reduction. It is the rate one carbon credit we can sell or we can purchase with $10 with a rate of $10. 1 ton carbon emission is the 1 ton carbon dioxide emission equal to the one credit, equal to the $10. So it is quite simple here. So there is the market, $8.5 billion market is quite huge if we talk about the money. So in India, there is some scheme, we can say the energy conservation, energy saving scheme like perform cheap trade scheme, renewable energy saving certificate scheme. What they do, they just certify them who each conserve the energy. Sorry. To perform a PAT scheme with the help of Bureau of Energy Efficiency, what they will do, they will provide the energy saving certificate. And through this certificate, this is the kind of carbon trading. These kind of certificate, the company can sell or purchase for offsetting their emission in India also. Likewise, one other scheme is REC scheme, Renewable Energy Saving Certificate scheme. Uh, in under this scheme, a target given to the company for the using of the electricity from the renewable sources, By this way, the fossil fuel will not utilize to generate electricity, and these will come as a conservation of the environment, because we are not using that electricity which is producing by the using of fossil fuel. So they also give those companies who are using the renewable source of. At the time of Kyoto Protocol, NCDM, National Clean Development Mechanism Authority, was made under the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, who mainly take care of the all energy conservation project at the time of Kyoto Protocol signing. Apex Committee for Implementation of the Paris Agreement, AIPA, it is still working. National Authority to Regulate Carbon Market in India under the Article 6 of the Paris Agreement. It was made after the signing of Paris Agreement in 2015. So it is what happening in the India. In October 2021, India Bureau of Energy Efficiency presented a draft blueprint for the phase introduction of a national cap and trade system in the India. Like other exchanges, I have earlier talked about the Chicago Climate Exchange. So here we are talking about the development of such kind of the market, cap and trade system of market, providing for the introduction of the voluntary market for the carbon trading in the first phase. On 8 August of 2022, I have earlier said the Lok Sabha passed an amendment bill of the Energy Conservation Act, in which the Indian central government or any authorized agency have the power to issue the carbon credit certificate for the reduction of carbon emission to register entity. Uh, in India, there is some company, Bhumitra, Nurture Farm, Carbon X, and Carbon Count trade in voluntary carbon market. They what they are doing? They just meet to the farmer or farmer producing organization, association. They give some CDM, clean development mechanism, to that farm. and they calculate the carbon sequestration, it is happening or not. They generate such kind of carbon credit, and they market it to the needy company, to the needy industry. The Vera, it is also the Indian company which verify that the carbon credit, verify the carbon project for is it really happening? They are really sequestration the carbon in their farm, in their agriculture, or some other industry. It is really happening. So Vera will verify this. There is a National Indian Carbon Coalition. The role of the NICC is the it deal with the carbon credit and sequestration. They train the association landowner that how you can generate the carbon credit, how you can sequestration the carbon. They basically give the training to the needy one. NICC deal with NTPC, ONGC, SRF, Sriram Fibers, Gujarat Fluorocarbon Limited. Through this, they implement the to the other sector like agriculture sector and other industrial sector, and develop the carbon credit and carbon sequestration. So here we will talk about the agriculture carbon credit in how we can generate the carbon credit from the farm operation. Agricultural land occupy about 37% of the earth land surface, and agriculture account for 52 and 84% of the global anthropogenic methane and nitrous oxide emissions. So, agriculture is the major, we can say the major emitter of the methane and nitrous oxide. Not carbon dioxide, but methane and nitrous oxide is mainly emitted emitted by the agriculture operation. So growing, what is the role of the plant or crop in the carbon sequestration or carbon releasing into the environment? Uh, as we know, the photosynthesis. What happens in the photosynthesis? The carbon captured, the plant make food and release the oxygen. So through the photosynthesis, the carbon sequestration is also happening. It is plant removing the CO2 from the environment, and it is conserved in the in their stem as a food in the leaf in the fruit as a food and make a starch. Likewise, the other part come when the plant die, it is decayed inside the soil. So it add up the soil organic carbon. So both the thing, photosynthesis and decaying, they are all we can say the mechanism of the carbon sequestration. Plant reduce the carbon burden from the environment by the photosynthesis or decaying mechanism. The global technical mitigation potential from agriculture. If we exclude the all fossil fuel operation in the farm, we excluded by the 2030. It is considered 5,500 or 6,000 metric ton of CO2 will be produced by the farm operation, agriculture farm operation. So, if we control this much of CO2, there is a lot of scope to generate carbon credit from the controlling of the this much of the carbon dioxide. So option is the adaptation of the regenerative agriculture or carbon farming in their farm operation. So what is the regenerative agriculture? It's mean a collection of eco-friendly techniques that have the ability to increase carbon sink into the soil. Mean we adapt in our farming operations, we adapt all kind of those technology who favor our environment, who which do not do which do not put any harm to our environment, we can say. So by this way, the increasing the carbon sink in the soil will have to reduce the amount of carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide emission in the environment. If we capture the carbon inside of the soil, it will not go to the environment in the form of carbon dioxide, methane, or nitrous oxide, which is the major greenhouse gas. How we can achieve it? Reducing the soil disturbance if we do not till the farm, till the land. So the carbon dioxide will not come out from the soil into the environment. If we judiciously use of synthetic pesticide and fertilizer, how much pesticide or fertilizer needed by the plant, we should provide only those this much of amount of fertilizer or pesticide. Maximum soil coverage if through the mulching, if we mulch the crop, the carbon dioxide will not release into the environment, or some other gases also. Methane will not come to the environment. It will trap inside the crop or soil. Promoting the crop rotation and growing the cover crop. We should not leave the land barren, because barren land will more prone to emit carbon dioxide and other gases to the environment. So we should try to always cover the land with the plant. Plant will capture the carbon dioxide through the photosynthesis, and it will not allow to come out carbon dioxide from the soil to the environment. So there is double advantage of the cover crop. 1 acre of cover crop can sequester sequestrated carbon about 3 to 4 ton. 1 ton of carbon dioxide is equal to what I said, $10. So here, if farmer, if cover their land, one acre land covered by the crop, about he can gain about 60 to 80 $80 from 1 acre only by the sequestration of the carbon. So agriculture practice in regenerative farming give farmer the great potential to turn their farm carbon sequestration into cash with carbon credit. Here the farmer can get double advantage by but the written above, by the management of the soil, judicious use of the fertilizers, soil coverage, mulching. By this way, the farmer can give high can achieve the higher yield from their land. And other advantage, it is also sequestration the carbon. He is also sequestrated the carbon. By this, he will get some cash reward by the conserving the environment also. So the farmer can get the double advantage. So farmer can sell a carbon credit to the investor for every metric ton of carbon that their land sequester. On the buyer side, company, government, and other entity buy carbon credit for around $50 and $20 per ton of carbon to offset their own emission, to level their own emission, which is higher. We are giving some reference to the industry here. The industry can purchase the carbon credit from the farmer. So soils, this is some practices. By this way, we can capture the carbon into the soil. Use the conservation tillage technology. Avoid burning crop residue. The crop residue, when the stubble burning, paddy residue burning, when we burn it, it is also emit lots of carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, and noxious gases into the environment. These are the main greenhouse gas. So we should avoid the burning. Avoid the period of bare fallow, mean the always cover the land. Manage irrigation, soil drainage to reduce water logging. By this way, the methane and other gas will not come into the environment from the soil. Crop rotation should be follow. Composting through the manure composting. If we use the compost, the chemical fertilizer requirement will be reduced. So indirectly, the carbon sequestration can get here. Manage soil structure to maximize plant uptake and minimize nitrogen loss. Manage livestock wastage, and manage soil nutrient level. Mean how much soil is required, how much nutrient is required by the soil. We should give only that amount of nutrient to the soil. Here I was talking about the agriculture practices. So now I am shifting to the how we can get the carbon credit through the management of the livestock. Mitigation of the greenhouse gas through the management of the livestock. So here are the two opportunities for the livestock producer. One is manure management and other is the animal management. If we manage the manure come from the livestock, sorry. So main greenhouse gases which emitted by the manure is carbon dioxide, methane, and nitrous oxide. Through the proper handling by the aerobic system or anaerobic system, we can reduce their emission. And other side, if we manage the animal, so we can here the manage only the enteric fermentation. Enteric fermentation through the environment is getting methane. So through the control methane production, control enteric fermentation, dietary manipulation, or improve productivity. By this way, we can manage, we can reduce the methane emission from the livestock. So the total global methane emission from the livestock manure management has been estimated at 9.3 million ton per year, and developed country contribute about 52%. In if we talk about the India, about 127 metric ton per year methane is emitted in the India from the livestock sector. For nitrous oxide, it is about 0.017 million ton per year uh, emitted nitrous oxide in the India, and it will be increased by 0.022 million ton by the year of 2030. Here I paste a picture here. It is said a giant leap for manure kind. It is very famous line when the Neil Armstrong landed on the moon. He said the a giant leap for mankind. So here the man is replaced with the manure. So because we have to think over it. Here we have to manage the manure for conserving our environment. So by the management of the manure, how we can manage a biogas? We can get the biogas. It is very environment friendly. 1 cubic meter of biogas can replace zero point 0.7 meter cube natural gas, 3.5 kg firewood, 1.5 kg coal, and other. So these all are if we use the coal, firewood, petrol, electricity, these are by the using of this, we are contributing in the carbon emission. If we replace these all things the biogas, so we can conserve our environment by the sequestration of the carbon. How we can monetize the manure? Here I put a example of biogas plant. So through the a family biogas plant require the dung from the four cattle. The capacity of the biogas plant is 3 meter cube. So if we calculate these all things, the biogas about 2200 cubic metric cube meter cube, sorry, 2200 meter cube biogas we will obtain from the 3 meter cube capacity of the biogas plant. It can replace the kerosene, 316-liter kerosene, and 5535 kg of firewood. So we can conserve mean the kerosene. This much of kerosene having the 762 kg carbon dioxide global warming potential. Likewise, other calculation, if we adapt the family biogas plant, we can conserve about 10 ton of carbon dioxide. It is very clear here. The 10-ton carbon dioxide we can conserve it. We can't emit into the environment, and additionally, we are getting the biogas slurry and the carbon credit. about 97 carbon credit we can get by adopting the family size biogas plant. Additionally, we are also getting some slurry, and slurry having the 1.4% nitrogen, 0.5% phosphorus, and 0.8% potassium. And if we use on the land, the chemical fertilization will be the reduced. Indirectly, we are reducing the carbon dioxide emission. So mitigation strategy to reduce greenhouse gas emission from the animal by adapting the altering the nutrition management of the animal and manipulation of their of animal diet. Use of high quality forage, additional inophore, increase use of grain, directly inhibiting the methogen. These all are for these all mechanism if we adapt in our livestock, then the livestock methanogenesis mean methane emission will be reduced. Here we are taking one by improving animal productivity. Improving the genetic merit of dairy animal only increase total methane production per year by 5%. But ultimately, if we talk about the whole lot, about 20 to 30% of methane reduction will be happen. Here it is given a example here. If a cattle is giving 6,500 kg of milk in a year, it is emitting about 442 liter of methane per day, 24.8 liter per kg milk. Likewise, if productivity down 3,400 kg per year, the methane emission per liter of milk is increasing. So here I want to say that if we increase the productivity of the animal, then the methane emission will also be reduced. Nutrition and management strategy to reduce the methane emission. If we give the mature forage to the livestock, the methane production will be increased. If the legume having some tannin content, the methane production will be goes down. Dietary manipulation through the increase the green fodder, the methane production will reduce by 5.7%. If we include some carbohydrate-rich diet, the methane production will be down. More methane may be produced with barley than the corn-based diet. There is some example. If we process the forage, if we process the fodder, grinding and pelleting of the forage will improve the utilization in the inside of the rumen. By this way, the methane production goes down. If we provide silage to the animals, the methane production will reduce compared to the hay. Level of intake increasing the concentrate. If we give them starch rich diet, the methane production will goes down by 15 to 32%. There is some other mechanism we can adopt in the management of livestock in feeding. If the increase the feed intake, 7% methane production down, increase the concentration proportion, starch-rich diet, about 40% of methane production down, replacing fibrous content with starchy concentration, 20%, 22% methane production घटेगा. Less ruminally degradable rich starch, 7% down, increasing digestibility of forage. Means forage, if we process the forage, the digestibility of the forage will improve and methane production will be about 15% methane production will be down. Increase the ratio of concentrate in the diet of animal. It will also reduce the methane production. If we replace some forage, some green or dry fodder with the concentrate, by this way we can improve the productivity of the animal by inclusion of the concentrate feed, and additionally we are reducing the methane production. In case of feeding oat as green fodder with wheat straw diet, methane production by reduced by 8 to 23%. If we give inophore monensin will decrease the methane production. Defaunation, if we remove the protozoa, some amount of protozoa will removed from the rumen, the methane production goes down. Genetic selection, Holstein come from the US, having uh, better better feed utilization. By this way, they have also emit the less amount of methane in compare the New Zealand Friesian. Net feed efficiency is used for the selection of the animal. We should select those animal for further generation whose net feed efficiency is better. Net feed efficiency means consume less feed, less methane production, less manure, output because the digestibility improve. Digestibility they are utilizing the concentrated and forage feed very well. The wastage is very minimal. So by the less manure will come out. Reduce stock number mean if we select a better animal whose productivity is higher, definitely we have to reduce the stock. In case of India, if we compare the Indian scenario with the US scenario, we are having huge number of livestock. A huge number of livestock uh, uh, if we talk about the cattle, we are having the having less release into the environment. If productivity is lower, high methane will be emit into the environment because their digestibility or net feed utilization efficiency is very bad. So finally, what is the key barrier to get the carbon credit for farmer? There is no approval baseline methodology as yet. अभी तक कोई भी baseline methodology नहीं है. By we give to the farmer, you adapt this technology, you will get this much this much of carbon credit by this much of carbon sequestration happening in your land. So we have not any approved methodology for the farmer. Access to smallholder because in India the average land holding of the farmer is about 1 hectare. The calculation of the carbon sequestration, getting carbon credit in the 1 hectare is a very tedious job. So we have first we have to accumulate. The farmer have to accumulate. They have to grow then they can deal in a bulk because after forming the group they will they can assess a large size of land, so the calculation is much easier of the carbon credit. Monitoring methodology and verification is very poor because we can't say that that farmer is sequestration carbon this much of amount because verification is very poor. Monitoring methodology, we don't have any monitoring methodology because in our country carbon credit scenario is their nascent stage. They are developing. Even we have not developed to 10%. अभी 90% काम करना अभी बाकी है. तो 10% अभी we have to develop some methodology. What is the way forward? Adaptation of the clean development mechanism in the business. This is the first with the CDM baseline, we have to form the baseline, clean development mechanism baseline, monitoring methodology we have to develop, conduct some field trial. Field trial, we have to set the goal. We have to set goal that how much carbon credit we will get by adaptation of this method. Ultimately, goal should be the achieving the carbon credit, not the how much carbon sequestration happen, how much reduction in the methane production. The ultimately goals should be the carbon credit. How much carbon credit? By this way, we can form the methodology, and we have to work in an integrated manner. We have to reduce the greenhouse gas production. We have to monitor them. We have to calculate them. We have to generate carbon credit. These all operation have to done by a single single association or single company, we can say. And we have to develop some small pilot of the carbon credit. Oh, in the past, considering the urgent need to take action on climate change, it is recommended to include carbon farming. Farming means regenerative farming or clean development mechanism, adaptation of the clean development mechanism in the portfolio of mitigation strategy. Manual related methane can be reduced by minimized uncontrolled storage. By the adaptation of the biogas plant, we can most of the part of the methane emission we can utilize as the biogas. Greenhouse gas mitigation practice and technology reduce greenhouse gas emission or increase carbon sequestration and thereby provide a source of income to the farmer through the carbon credit. Thank you so much. This much from my side.
Thank you, Dr. Rohit, for a nice presentation. Very well explained, and I think the participants also get benefited from it. So, if there is any question, you can write in the chat box or you can ask him directly also. And participants may recognize the face of the speaker. I think you might have seen Dr. Rohit in Kaun Banega Crorepati last year, I think. So, he's the same. So anybody have any question, you can write in the chat box. So is there no question? If there is no question, we are going to end this call. And thank you, Dr. Rohit,
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
For sparing your valuable time. And
Thank you.
thank you to all the participants for joining today. Thank you.
Thank you.